You're welcome to your pre-dawn telecast Barakar Sahur on New Central TV. My name is Jubril. Follow me like I normally say every morning. Which of the favors of Allah Azza wa Jal will you deny? Definitely none. Today is day 22 of the month of Ramadan. Subhanallah. It's really moving very fast. We have less than 8 days, 7 or 8 days to go in this month of Ramadan. You ask yourself, how far so far? And don't forget, this is the last 10 days of Ramadan, where the Prophet ﷺ said that we should be saying, Allahumma innaka la'afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni, which means that we seek for Allah's forgiveness because Allah loves to forgive and He's forgiven, and we pray to Allah to forgive us all our sins. So do not forget to continue to do your acts of ibadah. The month of Ramadan is fast coming to an end. MashaAllah, Barakallahu fi, may Allah reward us all abundantly and give us the understanding of the deen better. Up next is, inshallah, Sahur with Ajia Balkis and Sister Miriam and Mariam. Inshallah, I call them Miriam Square, inshallah. And today they're looking at bonding within the family. How much do you bond with your family? How much do you bond with your wife, with your husband, with your children? And that is going to be the focus of discussion, Sahur. Special thanks to those who have been sponsoring this particular segment. It said they are doing this. Fi sabilillah. They don't want their names to be mentioned, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, try to understand why you are doing this. May Allah reward you abundantly. Sahur is up next.
Today, we will be discussing bonding with siblings and the extended family. You're welcome to Sahur. My name is Balkis, and with me are Mariam Thauban and Mariam Sulaiman.
Assalamu alaikum.
Now, let the show begin.
What do you want us to talk about?
We're talking about siblings today and bonding. How do we bond with siblings? And I'm not talking about bonding with your siblings when we're tiny tots, or when we were tiny tots, when we're grown-ups. I've lived, or I have seen a family. I didn't live in that family. I have seen a family where siblings live or have a practically formal relationship. They see each other and it's assalamu alaikum, or good morning.
I think that has to come
and that's
with
it. I think it's the way they. So I once made a comment to the person one of the members of that family, saying, why don't you call your sister? Why don't you ask her this? Or why don't you crack jokes and stuff? And he looked at me like, whatever for. And you know, when
because
he sees,
it's not normal.
exactly,
Yeah.
when he sees the relationship between me
her.
and my siblings, he's like, you guys are just raised as children, you know? You guys are too playful. Okay. And that's the way we are. So we crack jokes,
Chief brother and chief sister.
you know, we crack jokes, we have gangs, we have teams, you know.
I think this has to do with the way they're raised up. Sometimes it has to do with if some of the siblings do not stay together, maybe had to go to the boarding school or had to go live with a relative, or
when you separate them.
Yes, that also is a cause. Also, some other cause might be that the parents were too strict and formal with them while growing up. Like, oh, stop that. You should not talk to your brother like that. Oh, you should not talk to your elder sister that way. Call her auntie, call her brother. It's okay to foster a kind of respectful society or relationship, with them, environment rather, with them. But then, it is also important that you let them be the children. Let them play with one another. Try to help them build that bond, because this is what they will take into adulthood and also into old age. And like I do tell my little ones, I tell them, Mama, you see, you are the first and best friend of your brother. So make sure that you carry him along. I do carry them along in any of my affairs. So make sure you carry him along. And sometimes if you say, Mommy, I want to do this, and the brother said, Mommy, I want to do that, I would say both of you should come together and reach consensus. Yes. So that way we see that, we make sure that they start seeing themselves as friends, as allies, as support system, as partners. right from childhood.
Rather
So
than
that
as
way,
competitors, because mommy will favor what this person has said over what the other person has said, or daddy
I
will
don't
favor.
think
things
my
like that.
girl knows how old she actually, like how much
Older
in
than
years,
him
how
she
much
is.
older she is. You understand? So when you start reminding them, what do you mean? Do you know how many years he seniors you for 5 years, he seniors you for 8 years? That way, consciously or subconsciously, the other one will feel like Superman on the younger one, and then the younger one will feel like, well, but something and saying something. It's normal that they respect themselves, call themselves brother or sister, but then it should not be too strict or too rigid to the extent that they're not free to now discuss, just like play or discuss.
because they've
Like
been
just
drummed.
this morning, I had the issue with my younger sister. She was reporting the youngest of us to me about she talking to her about something, and she insulted her, and she insulted her back. She's like, it's not her fault, it's because I've been playing with her and I'm going to cut her off.
Can imagine.
It's not about cutting her off.
Yes.
What you do is, you see, that me, I'm playing with her, I play with her and she twists my hand. That's the youngest one is twisting her elder sister's
They're just
hand.
playing. They're
And
just
yes, and so I'm going to stop all that kind of, it's not about stopping. No, it's not about stopping, it's about reducing it. If you're doing it, maybe you're doing it too much, and then you call her attention to the fact
Exactly.
that
Call
is
attention
it
to
because of this that this so much disrespect has come between us. Okay, we have to learn to teach our children to
Respectfully
Yes.
play with their
yes,
own.
Even while
respectfully-
playing.
Yes, respectfully play and
Respect
not
for
to
play.
cross the boundaries, not to
Yes.
go overboard with the type of the way you choose to talk to somebody because of how much he has played with you,
You
or
know,
how
children
much
will be
he has
children.
he has
Even
allowed.
with
Yes.
adults, I play with my kids, and sometimes they just do some things, and I'm like, oh God.
Yes.
You don't
So I
do
had
that to
to-
adults. You don't do that. It's not because of me. It's because
You
whenever
might want to do it outside.
So I
if
had
it
to
is
call
left
her.
to me, I'll just think they're kids anyway.
I had to call her and tell her, you have done this, you have done this, and she didn't take it lightly. So call her and apologize. Tell her you're
Yes.
sorry for what you did, and the way you answered
Yes.
her, it was wrong.
Yes.
She said okay, and before you knew it, my sister called me and she was telling me that she has. Did I speak with Asma? I said yes, I have, and okay, she has called me to say she's sorry.
I think that is also very important.
It's
We can
important.
help them through this
Exactly.
process also.
Exactly.
We don't have to say, oh, of course, don't you know you're not supposed to do that? This is just try to be as parents,
There are
as the elder
times,
siblings.
there are times I feel as parents, when things go wrong between them,
We
it's not
leave
all
too
the
much
time.
to time.
No,
or too
it's
much
not all
to-
the time we should interfere.
Yeah.
Let them sort themselves out.
Yes, let them sort themselves out, except if it is getting violent.
Yes.
Yes, but if one person, if it's happening right in front of you, and you can just take
You
your
just evaluate.
eyes away from
Yes.
what they are doing, do as if you can even get up and leave the place.
Yes.
Just because you don't want to favor one person more than the other, and that kind of thing brings about distance between them.
Yeah.
Discord.
Yes, apart from the distance, they tend to
Grow away
disconnect.
from, grow apart from each other.
Yes, they tend to disconnect. Mommy is always favoring this and whatever, because they can't play the same way. One would be rough and the other one would be
May.
so yes. So there's a kind of way we should interfere in whatever discord they get into that will not make them feel like this one is being favored and this one is being favored. And
I
they
think
should
this
learn.
conversation is even tilting towards
Yes.
when they are younger.
Yes.
I'm talking about when we're older and
Because
coming
it has
to
to
that.
start,
It
it
starts
has to
from
start
then.
from when they are younger. By the time they are older, they understand that there are things you shouldn't do.
or say.
Yes, or say to your older ones.
They
There
understand
are
that they
things-
should
there
not
are
take
times,
decisions.
There are times, yes. There are times when you come and say, I want to do this. What do you think? What do you
Yes.
suggest? Even when you have made up your mind, you can just make your
Mm-hmm.
your older siblings, you can take them along in your decisions.
Yes.
Okay, I want to do this, but you have said I should do this, so we can do a little bit of yours and a
And
little bit of mine, and we come together and then we have good results.
But do you also know that the eldest has a huge responsibility on
Of
her
course.
to ensure that
To bring the
everyone
family together,
exactly.
bring the kids, the other
It is
siblings
very
together.
important.
True.
Otherwise, you would be seen as maybe your immediate or the one next to that one as being close to that one and then not being close to the young
There was
to
a
the
time-
little ones.
there
You
was a
have to
time-
carry all of them along
Yes,
together.
there was a time I wasn't so close to my immediate younger sister because at that time I used to feel like, okay, she's that very intelligent younger
Okay.
sister, and me, I was always maybe at the bottom of the class, and she was always at the top of her class. So we go like, this one came first, and you're going to get the bicycle. This one came, all those things, and we grew until we got older.
Okay.
Because all those things wasn't rubbed on my face.
Yeah.
So I just grew with it, and I became not distant, and I didn't get malicious about all those things because
I didn't
there are
rub it in your
times
face.
there are times when they get us things and they get it
For
for
everyone.
everyone. And there are times when they say, because you did this, you don't get it. It doesn't matter. When she comes first in class and I don't do it, and I don't perform well. Then there are other times when I do things that are
Like
way better
appreciable.
than what
Yeah.
she does. So I get
Rewarded?
yes, I get rewarded for what I have done, and then she gets rewarded for being this
Okay.
person in school. So don't what brings your children close together is
Yeah.
not when you
Commend their
Parents should
effort.
be
when you
conscious
commend
of
them.
that.
Yes,
Parents should be conscious of
they,
that.
They tend to get weak. Every of your child has their own weakness.
Yeah.
So where they get uplifted is when you reward what they do, what
Reward
they
their
do.
efforts.
Yes,
their
let
efforts
your
and
let the rewards equal the
Yes,
effort, and it must
yes.
mean that everyone has their own way. Where someone is actually excelling academically, the other one could be that she's doing the house chores very well. The other one could be that she's very obedient and neat. You just
Exactly.
reward all of
Exactly.
them
Able to
on
do the
different
Quran
categories. You don't even need to
constantly.
tell them that this is the reason why you're doing this. However, I know some parents do this all in the name of trying to encourage or making inspire the other ones. But
Sometimes
I
you
think
tend to
most
break that
times,
spirit in that person to even strive to do more.
yes, I think most times the reverse is usually the case.
And
The
these are the
children,
things that
instead of
break the bond.
getting,
Yes, it begins from there. From
Yes.
that childhood.
I am glad that you were able to, leave off this thing. That is to not bother about this thing enough to, damage your relationship up until this stage. But there are some. These are the things, that would have caused, age-long rifts
Yes, exactly.
between the siblings, and it goes a long way to mar the relationship of, as in their bond upon growing up, to the extent that they cannot agree. They cannot agree on one thing. Maybe we want to do something for the family, or maybe we should do something for our homes, for our mothers. We should do something for our mother rather, or we should buy something for her, or someone,
Actually,
maybe
for our
one of the
mothers
little
is
ones
right.
want to do something. So at that
For our
they
mothers is
so
right.
maybe the little one wants to do something. What can we do to to encourage him or to support him or something? I am the first, for instance, and I know what it takes me to say I'm close to my immediate. I have two brothers, so I'm close to my immediate brother, and then the one after that one, we share things like everything. We talk about everything, and then I have this little sister, my immediate sister, after two boys. Now I'm used to all of them anyway, and the little ones, they're like my children. That is the younger ones. Now, where I'm going to is this. Sometimes I forget to mention some things to the second two, like my second two siblings, because
That's
the
true.
first, my immediate one, we talk almost all the time, and that is because that one likes talking about things also. We are like, okay, best of friends. He doesn't have a best friend, and I don't have a best friend or something. So we're easy to say, after this one, we can be on call at hours on end. So before you know it, I've told him everything, and then I consciously bring it back to memory that Odella, have I told you this? Oh, I'm sorry. That would probably maybe I mentioned it to Khalil. Okay, so this is the news and everything like that. So I try to consciously make them all aware of this thing, like give them updates all the time. So one do not appear like you favor the other over him. So like I said, there is a lot to be done by the first, the eldest. It is very important. Apart from parents doing their bit,
the siblings too
bit.
has to be intentional
Yes.
About
being together.
But when they are younger, they don't understand that.
That's why when you said
they only get to
the
understand
foundation,
yes,
once the foundation is solid, when they grow, they mend it, they begin to fix those things on their own until they become one solid forest.
And then when I call, I say, oh, have you called to this person? Have you reached out to this person? The same way when any of them, if I call, when last did you should call, because my immediate sometimes tends to forget. They just talk to me, and then because he's not able to reach the others, that's it. You understand? So make sure you call to the person. Make sure. So that way, you should try to foster.
Reach out to each other. You share gifts on occasions.
I think in my own case, I'm the one that gets reminded to call my siblings. They call me a lot, but sometimes we go days, and it's because of me not calling them.
Yeah.
They tend to call me more than I call them. They give me excuses.
And they don't mind.
Sometimes our personality.
Yes.
Sometimes our personality.
Yes.
There's a good relationship.
Meanwhile, do you know that sometimes the parents' relationship with their own siblings affects our own relationship with our own siblings?
Exactly.
Subconsciously, when you see that it's only your father, your father doesn't have a brother or a sister or this or that, or he even has, but then they do not maintain a good relationship, a healthy one. And then naturally, it's natural, it's only natural that you feel that, well, you don't have to maintain good ties with your siblings. But we know that Islam places premium, on ensuring that the ties of kinship does not break from your hand.
Mm-hmm.
It is very, very important.
No, it doesn't even have to be like it's your brother, it's your sister, like your blood related. This kinship,
the extended family,
yes,
yes,
comes with the extended family.